Welcome to the Pearls of Wisdom podcast, brought to you by Southern Jewelry News and Jewelry Store Marketers.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Pearls of Wisdom podcast here at the Atlanta Jewelry Show. And it's the fall show 2025, so I don't know when you're going to see this podcast. But I've got Brian Barnes and Susan Barnes with me from Barnes Jewelers in Lexington, South Carolina. And we're just going to talk to them about, the current environment of the retail jewelry industry. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so
Yes.
I don't know. Tell me what the current environment of the jewelry industry is.
Gosh, everyone wants lab-grown diamonds right now. It's amazing. I still love it. Yeah, natural's going down, labs are going up, and of course repairs, as you would know more than anybody, repairs are just crazy right now.
Well, you know what I guess I'm seeing the most on the lab side is anytime now I see somebody like come in with a big diamond on, you're like, you immediately look for the inscription on it, or ask them, tell me the story, and it's a lab grown. But occasionally somebody will come in with like a 3-carat diamond and it's real, and you're like, wow, you don't see those anymore.
That's true.
But that, and it used to be those odd cut, like the kite cut, the matching pairs of, moon cuts, that to get a matching pair was so rare, and now they're like $100 a piece or something like that.
And you get them the next day. It's fantastic. That's great. Yeah.
But so anyway, what else is going on in the? Well, first let's do this. Tell us about the store. Your name is Barnes, and you work for Barnes Jewelers.
We started in late '90s. We've been there, so this will be our 28th year there in our current location in Lexington. It's great. We're getting ready to do a whole new renovations, brand new showcases. We're going to renovate. We're adding custom TV screens, and we're going to just modernize the whole situation. Moving out the old crew, kind of keeping it modern for the new people coming in. Because Lexington's growing, and we love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not familiar with Lexington. And this is Lexington, South Carolina, not Kentucky. So what's the demographic like? What is it? Is it its own city or a suburb?
It's like a town of about 15,000, but then if you expand outside the town, you get into Columbia, University of South Carolina.
Okay.
And then you get out towards the other way. But the lake is huge, so it has a lot of mileage to the lake. So we get a lot of the lake crowd from, even Gilbert, Batesburg area. So it's a big area. And of course, people are moving down. We input phone numbers every week. It's Ohio's, the Pennsylvania's, the New York's, the New Jersey's, Connecticut's. People are just keep moving down, and we keep accepting them, building neighborhoods. So I think we're in a great situation right now.
Well, now with your store, how long? You said at the late '90s, and who started it?
Yeah, so my mom and dad started it in the late '90s. Yeah, they were with someone else at the time, and then my dad just hated working for someone else. Decided to be his own boss, and then.
Well, were your parents both working for this other person?
They were. Yeah, they were both together. And then my mom kind of ventured off and kind of kept staying at home a little bit more. And then when he just had enough, and then just did his own thing. I'm glad he did.
Now, how long have you been?
Since day one, '98. Yeah.
Okay, so you've been there since '98.
Except for my 2 years at Coastal Carolina, which was, I don't know if that's approved to talk about right now.
I don't know, man. I want to hear about it. Put it this way, I've got some stories I don't really want anybody to know. All right, so Susan, tell us, how were you involved in all of this?
So I married into the family. I
who'd
married
you
his
marry?
brother. His brother Jason.
I know your brother.
Yeah, he's unique.
And for everybody, if you don't know, if you've ever come to the Atlanta Jewelry Show and you see those guys that are wearing those crazy wild pants or whatever, that's him and his brother. And so now he has toned down, and Brian has a whole new look for us. So anyway, sorry about that. So
no, it's okay. I think did he wear his wedding suit one time?
Yeah, we wore the suits one time.
Yeah. That was his wedding suit, and everybody asked me, all the women, "You let him wear that?" Absolutely, that's who he is. So, but I married into the family. I started helping out at the store over breaks because I'm a full-time teacher. Some of us are cool with downtime, but I'm not. I get bored very quickly. Over breaks.
I don't rest well. I don't do nothing well.
I don't either. So I started helping out. I've been helping out more often, especially on Saturdays, and I've learned a lot. And I wish I could do more of both, balance it out better, because I love to teach and I don't want to leave that.
What
But
do you teach?
I teach 6th grade science.
Okay.
And I love it. But I've enjoyed the jewelry store. I've enjoyed learning about different things, the aspects of it. Retail was never my thing, but this is different. It's not your typical retail, especially the way we do it.
Well, what a lot of people don't understand about being a bench jeweler, because I'm kind of a bench jeweler first, a retailer second, even though I own a retail store, but in the bench world, it's all science. It is just strictly physics and science, and if you understand the physics and science behind it, you'll do well. If you don't, you have a lot of trouble.
I've loved educating people on the lab grown. When they use the terminology like you did, where it's lab grown versus real, it's like, no, they're both real. Lab growns aren't fake. They're real. They're grown.
Put it this way, the profits are real.
Right.
Yeah, the profit. Matter of fact, in the lab-grown world, the profits are really real, and in the genuine diamond world, the profits are just some profits.
Yeah. Right.
But it's difficult in the retail world to, to sell a natural diamond now, and it's crazy because. You remember back when they had all of the thing about conflict diamonds and blood diamonds, and younger people coming up would be like, well, I'm not going to buy a diamond because or something.
Yeah.
But now with the lab grown, they don't care about natural diamonds. They haven't had 30 years of, listening to the De Beers commercial about a diamond is forever,
Right.
2 months salary. These people grow up, with social media. And to them, lab is real.
Right, yeah, it is. Yeah, sure. And I get that 100%. Yeah. Real is rare, rare is a diamond. Yeah, they don't care about the slogans really. They just he cares about his wallet and his bank account.
Yeah.
And to make her happy.
Yeah. Well, I used to always say that when it came to buying like an engagement ring, that all of the women, that what you basically have to do, you want on the ring, you want all of her girlfriends to say, wow, that is beautiful.
Right.
And he wants all of his guy friends to say, you could have bought a bass boat. So basically, and now it's kind of one of those deals like, wow, you could have bought a new battery for your car.
Right.
Yeah.
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 We're gonna so we hired a couple new people in the summer, and we're gonna move we're gonna try like heavy towards monogramming in the fall.
Okay.
And then we're gonna try and push the fingerprints again, because you do such a great job with those things.
Thank you.
And
Do you know what? I was cleaning out some old rubber molds, and I found one of yours that we've made, like some family member always comes in.
Sure, yeah.
And I remember going, I'm not going to throw that one away, because at some point Brian's going to call me and say, hey, do you still have that mold?
That's right.
Absolutely. Yep. I do have it. So
yes, well, good. Yeah.
Tell me about the monogramming. What is this? This is a trend. Tell us about this trend.
I don't know if it's a trend or not, but I think monogramming is going to be huge, and we have like the new little laser engraver, not the big one.
Okay.
Kind of like the knockoff that you bought from China. Do you remember that you couldn't read the manual on?
Yeah. Hey, but it works.
It works.
Once you learn how to read Chinese, it's a pretty effective machine.
I don't speak Mandarin, and I don't write Mandarin.
I do
so
now.
Now, is that
Buy
the
a
one
machine and you will.
we used to make the cups with?
Yes. So we can do the cups. Yeah.
Yeah, we did some cups for my teacher friends that, I say friends, they were new to my team this year. And we used the engraver on some cups we bought off of Amazon to kind of welcome them to the team.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move towards something like, or not move towards like put a ton of inventory in there, but like the new laser, we can do cutting boards. Like that's such a huge thing, charcuterie boards and like monogramming things.
So
for
your
Christmas
laser
gifts.
will do metal and wood?
It will. Yeah.
Okay,
and it does better on wood than metal.
That's interesting because back when I bought mine, probably 10 years ago, you either had to buy one for wood or one for metal. So now they probably can do both.
Dual. It's like the dual laser thing. Yeah, it's not bad. It's inexpensive, and it has its limits. But for like wood and those cups and things like that, it's fairly easy to use.
Yeah.
So if I can teach someone else how to do that, so we're gonna move towards that. And maybe have that as kind of like a secondary income to the repairs and the showcase sales and things like that.
And monogramming is a Southern thing anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that will ever go away.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So.
But now, how many square feet? What's the square footage of your retail store?
We have 600 downstairs, 600 upstairs. But 600 upstairs is more repairs, cleaning, polishing, basic repairs, a little bit of storage. Other than that, yeah, we're 600 downstairs, and we could use a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
So, yeah.
Well, good. So, anyway, what do you think about the future of the business? Where are we going?
I think we're headed towards a lot more bourbon on the walls, cigars in the store, laid back TVs on the wall, just keeping him entertained while we can show diamonds to her. As long as he's entertained, I think that's kind of where we're headed. Just like a laid back atmosphere of just.
No longer the guy with the suit with the manicured nails and the velvet cloth holding it out. And
yeah, the last time you wore a tie was.
I'm trying to think of what the last funeral I went to. That's it.
That's how we gauge how we wear ties now. So,
It's funny because every time, because I think I only have one suit. That's how often I wear a suit. Yeah. And every time I wear it, you reach in the pocket and remember where you were the last time you wore it.
Or it's the coat, and you're like, whose funeral was this?
Yeah, exactly.
Wedding,
so you're saying that basically getting away from that staunch, just going to the laid-back atmosphere and...
You get these kids going out in pajama pants now.
Yeah.
Which I think is ridiculous to start with.
Him talking about somebody going out in pajama pants is ridiculous. If anybody has ever seen him, you'll know that was a ridiculous statement. But I agree with you. So your pants are like real pants.
Right?
Yes, they are.
They're real pants. Yes. So just a laid back. They don't want us. They don't want anybody in a shirt and tie. Like my dad was to wear a suit and try to sell you a diamond now.
Well, just because. Every time with what happens in Washington filters down, and so we had a 4-year block of the 45th president, we had a 4-year block of another one, then we've got a 4-year block again. So a lot of times in business you have to kind of plan on those 4-year blocks and think about it. So what's your thoughts on the current 4-year block? Is business going to be good? I'm looking forward. I'm seeing a loosening of the wallet, a loosening up of the debit card, or people not saying, well, let me think about it. I'm seeing a lot of that.
45th president was the biggest 4 years that we've had since we opened, before the 06 recession, 07 recession. Since like when jewelry sales went down, you remember those years when gold spiked, everybody was selling gold to pay bills type deal. And then those 4 years, 2020 to 2024, were pretty good, and it kind of leveled off. But now we're kind of seeing that not as much, but it's like a steady increase of people just willing to spend.
When inflation's coming down, taxes coming down, disposable income going up, it doesn't turn. It's not a switch that you flip the switch. And I'm noticing now that switch is like a slider, and it's starting to slide up, and it's stuck, and it's like somebody push it. But I don't see it going back down. I'm confident.
I think it's a new generation of thinking as well.
Yeah.
Where our parents, they were of that generation of children who came from parents or grandparents from the Great Depression.
Yeah.
And it was all about saving and hanging on to things.
Yeah.
And now we're finally getting away from that mentality a little bit, I think. And people are realizing, okay, when I die, I can't take it with me. So why hold on to it so much and so hard? Like, let's enjoy life. And for some of us, jewelry is part of that enjoyment.
Well, what was crazy was for most of our career that you would buy like a diamond wedding band or something like, an eternity band or something like that, where all of the money was in the diamonds and then there was some money in the gold. And now with lab grown, all the money's in the gold, $3,300 an ounce. Now all the money's in the gold and there's no money in the diamonds.
I know, right?
And it's just kind of weird that now if we could get gold to drop down, people would, crack those debit cards out even more.
I wonder if guys think about that though. They don't. I don't know if they know that though. You know, the 25-year-old that buys a $3,000 ring, he doesn't know 1,800 of it is the mounting. You know?
Yeah.
So
And he doesn't know that 10 years ago that ring was $500. Simply because, of what gold does.
Right,
So,
No, you're exactly right.
Gold's crazy, and it's just something we can't control.
No, you're right,
And that's what people ask me, like, what am I thinking about with tariffs and stuff? And I'm like, I'm not thinking about it. It's just something that...
what are we going to do about it?
I'm not... Basically, I'm going to pass whatever my price is. I don't even want them to break it down for me and say, this much is a tariff, this much is the gold, this much is labor. Just tell me the amount. And okay, it's going to be this much. I'll add my markup to it, present it to my customer. If the customer says yes, I don't care how it breaks down. You know? I just hope the customer says yes.
That's all we care about, right?
That's the key, say yes. And then when you give it to them, they get that look and you see her eyes just light up and you're like going, I got it, I did it, So,
well, and then the joy of when they have their engagement ring and they come back in and they get the chance to pick out the band.
Yeah.
And a lot of women now are going toward matching it, like making sure that the band really fits with the engagement ring. And so being able to sit down and pick out what they want and let them kind of customize it is fun as well.
Oh, yeah, I enjoy it. So anyway, thank y'all for coming
Appreciate
in.
You,
and
Chuck.
thank y'all for coming to the Atlanta Jewelry Show. And
Thanks for listening to the Pearls of Wisdom Jewelry Podcast. For more information about the show, please visit southernjewelrynews.com/podcast, brought to you by Southern Jewelry News and Jewelry Store Marketers. Make sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you can catch the next show. See you then.